Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris with Digital REM, and in this video we're going to talk about colors, brand colors to be exact. So with that being said, we're just going to hop right into it. Let's go. Alright, boom. So brand colors, why is super duper important? Super important. Brand colors resonate with your audience. We can Google this stuff. We can ask Siri this stuff, or whatever the case may be. You can ask the importance of brand colors. Actually, let's take a moment out to do so. Hey Google, where's she at? Hey Google, what's the importance of brand colors?
On the website Adobe.com, they say, the psychology of color can help your business establish trust and familiarity by eliciting the right emotions. Do you want a little more context?
So she just said, actually, hey Siri, what's the importance of brand colors?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia. Color plays an important role in setting expectations for a product and communicating its key characteristics. Color is the second most important element that allows consumers to identify brand packaging.
Encourages consumers to buy from you, supports your marketing and advertising, and brings your employees pride. To find out more,
Hey Google, stop.
Google Assistant app.
Hey Google, stop. Hey Siri,
Okay.
what's the importance of brand colors? What's the importance of brand colors? Hey Siri, what's the importance of brand colors? Hey Siri, tell me the importance of brand colors. Well, she's not talking no more. She was just talking. Hey Google, turn the volume up to 100%. Hey Google, what's the importance of brand's colors?
On the website carlin.ca, they say, color sets the mood of brand expression. Do you want a little more context?
Yes.
Colors can elicit specific emotions and affect us in many different ways, as they have the ability to create specific moods. Color sets the mood of brand expression. Emotions are powerful and have the ability to drive decision making.
There it is. Like, emotions have power to drive decision making. Colors have the power to evoke emotions. Colors have the power to communicate things that you probably can't communicate always through words. You can communicate them through words, but these are more communications through feelings. So with that being said, colors are very important in that aspect, and we're going to get right into it, why it's even important. So boom, we have colors here. This is one of my go-to sites that I like to use for doing colors. Again, because I understand color theory a little bit, this is one of my go-tos. So I'm going to give you the quick and dirty how you can get started. Then I'm going to give you a more advanced site that you can use if you really want to dive into some colors that you know you can't figure out how you want to go about it, right? Actually, I'm gonna flip that. Alright, so boom, here it is. This is one of the sites that I use to get started with colors as far as brands go. Super important. It's one of the ones I highly urge that you use if you are just getting started with trying to figure out a brand's colors or your brand's colors at the end of the day. Super important. It is called Adobe Color. Adobe Color. So with that being said, Adobe Color has a lot of different features that you can in their site that you can use to understand what kind of would resonate with your brand and how it is. One of the things I love is how it is currently being used, and you can see it being used in live action. So with that being said, let's just take a look at some of the different ways that colors are being used, and you can see the different color palettes and exactly how other brands and other designs and other designers use color. And then essentially, that being said, once you define your color or select your color, now all of your designs should consistently look the same exact way across the board. So again, very important, very valuable. This is what sets you apart and helps you make a corner carve out a cornerstone in your industry as far as your colors. This is one of those elements that, again, brings that brand visibility and that brand identity and that brand awareness into light for people who don't know about your brand, because the more they see it, the more they resonate with it, the more they see it and it's consistent, like, hey, I've seen this before. It's like if you don't have your brand colors or your style established, well, you're a moving target because they can't tell where you at, or if that brand is the same brand as this brand or that. So establishing a brand, a consistency in your brand elements like your colors, super important. It helps you, again, establish that identity for your brand. So let's just find something that just kind of resonates. I like this one, this flight one. Maybe I have a bias because I do like, my Digital REM blue. It looks like the Digital REM blue green over here. So, but we will. Let's just find something different outside of Digital REM. Like, you might have a cookie shop or a coffee shop. You might want to go with something like that, right? You might have some type of restaurant. You might want to go with colors like this. A travel agency. Here we go. Travel. So this is why this site I think is great for beginners. It is color.adobe.com/trends, right? Trend. I want to say if you go to just color.adobe.com, let's say you just entered it. Let's see where you'll land so you won't be lost. It looks like you'll land right at the color wheel. So if you don't want to be bombarded with this right here, just click on above and it says trend, and you can just start to see like how other people are using it. You can get to the page I was just at. So if you're in fashion, you might want to go down this line. If you're in graphic design, you might want to go down this line. Illustrator, UX UI, architecture, game design, wilderness, flavor, travel, so on and so forth. So we are going to go with let's go with fashion for now. I think fashion is just a simple one that everybody can grasp, and it has a lot of variety. And I think it's going to give you more of a sense on how colors can affect the mood of an actual brand, and especially with fashion, like you attract the type of audience that wears your clothes. Like you purposely use certain colors to attract that type of audience, right? And I think it'll be the most clear to understand. So let's say we want to do, it's a very short list here. Let's say we have a makeup, this is like makeup brand or something. Very, very fashionably modern type of brand. It'll give you the color palette here. It gives you the color palette. All of these different numbers where you see like the hashtag D97777, that is what is considered a hex code. That is how the computer defines that specific color. We're about to go over this in a second, but if you move it a little more red, it turns the hex code a different color. If you move it a certain direction in any way, it can turn the hex code into a certain color. So this is how you get the most accurate color, by having the hex code for that color. So we're going to go back. There wasn't really much in fashion here. I mean, a good starter point here. Let's click on this one. Looks, that one's kind of cool. It gives me like a Spanish vibe here, like Spanish colors here, right? And again, this one might be your audience. I accidentally clicked on it. Your audience. A majority of your audience might be from Central America or something like that. This color palette might resonate with your brand. That's why colors are so important, because if you know your audience, if you know your brand identity, things like that, now you can align them with your colors, right? You can align that with your colors. And you see, she has I don't know why I keep clicking back. She has the cactus in the background. So again, a very, very like warm climate, deserty feel. Like, and again, you can, these are your brand colors. I'm not gonna click back again, I know that much. All right, if you have some type of kid, you know, some type of kids thing, definitely feels like it's more for girls. But again, you have some type of kids thing, you can go that way, right? And this goes as far as photography, especially. All of this leans into photography, graphics, your logo, so on and so forth. And you can pretty much see how these are being used. I don't think I have to go too deep into this, but you can just see how these can be used, right? Click through it if you're following along. Click through it at your leisure. Now, that being said, boom. Let's say this is how I would approach it. Like, let's say I have a new brand, and in our previous lesson we talked about a restaurant, right? Let's go to restaurant. Do we have restaurant? We have flavor. Let's see flavor. Boom. That one's fun. This one's nice. All of these different color palettes gives it a different vibe, right? You can tell like these pastels and these like lighter colors give it more of a sweet feel. These more earthy tones give it more of like or if you want to call it organic, but I don't know, it gives it an organic feel. And it honestly ties back into like what you eat. Like when you see things that are this color, you kind of already know, you can taste it almost. You can almost taste that color. Just like greens, you can taste what greens taste like leafy and things like that. You can it's just like that. Like color is kind of very, very similar as far as brand goes. So that being said, let's say I'm starting from scratch. And I have a favorite color. My favorite color is, let's say my favorite color is, which a lot of people say, right? My favorite color is red, right? And I'm not going to start from a hex. So let's start from, like, say you just landed on this page, you just got here. I know my favorite color is red. So what I'm going to do is, you see this little arrow right here? I'm going to go click on that arrow. Or click on something. Well, let me explain what this is. So if you click and hold and move things around, it'll find the colors that are analogous to your middle color, the blue color that you selected. So let's say we want to rotate that blue, that to red. We want to rotate that blue to become red. So we want to say we land here. Like, I like this red. You might even like that type of red. There's so many different types of levels of saturation to that red. So again, you can pick which one you like. But again, these are all the analogous colors that go with that color. So let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, what is analogous colors?
Here's what I found from Vectornator. Analogous colors are a group of colors that are next to each other on the color wheel.
Boom, a group of colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. It's that simple, right? I don't even necessarily do analogous colors, but again, you can do what you want, right? You can go monochromatic. Monochromatic is just different levels of saturation, or you want to call it saturation. Sometimes it's just value. The levels of black and white in the color. So again, you can see these are all red and they fall along the same line. They're just at different levels of saturation here. And saturation be like how light it is or how dark it is, right? Triad being all of the I want to say the secondary colors. These are not, I don't believe these are complementary. These are secondary colors. So Hey Siri, what's the triad in color? Hey Siri, what does triad mean in color theory? Set of colors that are evenly spaced around the color wheel. Boom. So these are triad colors. Again, the main thing we're getting out of this is we're getting this hex code, right? Complementary colors, same thing. They're across from each other on a color wheel. And this is all color theory stuff, right? At the end of the day, it's color theory stuff. Shades is kind of very similar to monochromatic. Shades, you're getting different shade values of that actual red, right? Boom. And you can essentially define your, save these somewhere and define your colors. Like, these are all my colors. These are all the different reds that I'm gonna use for my website, my logo, whatever the case may be. You define them just like that. So boom. All right, you can go about it that way. Again, if you need inspiration, you can also explore. We didn't go over this, but you can explore. Like, hit explore up here at the top. Let's see what this labs is real quick. We'll go to labs in a second. But hit this explore at the top. Now you can see how other people are using those colors, right? I wish it would give us a bigger picture of the picture. Right, you can see that color palette here. The pillows are that yellow. The wall is the green. You have grays, the floor, so on and so forth. And you can use this as inspiration if you're like, man, I can't. The color wheel is just too much for me to intake. Maybe you like something like this. Boom. So you can pretty much just go along the line of what you feel is best, right? Boom. A lot more fun, a lot more colorful. Depending on depending on your audience, how you want to go, which way you want to go, right? But to see, if your favorite color was red, now you know you can do red with these colors. If your favorite color is red, you can do red like these. You can do red like that, and it'll look maybe something like that. Let's go to next again. You can do red like this. You can do red like that. Red like these. Red like this. Red like that. And that won't make a red pop a lot more because it's going on that baby blue really makes it pop. But yeah, you can approach it however you want, really, at the end of the day. All right, so boom. Again, under trends, you can see we were under trends. You have labs, and you can poke around all of these different areas, right? You can poke around and see what you like. Right? Poke around and see what you like. One of the other ways that I like, this is a hack. I like Adobe Color if I want to just try to figure things out. If I want to try to figure things out. If I didn't know what I know, I would go with Adobe Color. But one of the things I do like is a site called Coolors. COOLORS.co. It's a lot more straightforward at the end of the day. It's a lot more straightforward. So this is Coolors, right? Again, 2 O's. This is Coolors. Essentially with Coolors, you want to go in, select the hex code here, and you see it'll pop up. I'm going to just change this to red, right? And if you want to change the color like completely, I usually start with the middle color. Like wherever the middle color is, that's what the one I want to change it to. So let's say I want to change this to red. I want it to be this type of red. And kind of like I was saying before, there are different variations of red. Your designer wouldn't know until you tell them, like, hey, this is the hex code of that red. This is the hex code that we're going to use our red for. Our red is like this. Your red might be like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. Possibilities are endless, right? So we're going to do something around here, right? Once you have your red assigned, I would hit this lock button. Hit the lock button. That essentially is going to lock that branch where you see the green, pink, white. It's going to lock that. This is where the beautiful part about it is. After you lock it, hit the space bar, and it's going to float through different options that you can choose from. This is how I like to approach it. I just float through the different options to see what it throws out. Like, okay, I like this Tufts blue. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to lock it. Boom. Let's continue on. It's going to continue on, like finding things that go with the two that we've locked. This emerald green is kind of cool. I like how they go together, and then I know it can go with the blue, so we're going to keep that. I feel like we need a dark. This is dark purple. Let's go with this one. Right? And it's trying to give us a lighter color right now. But again, I would go with something like this. Ghost Frost. Ghost White. Boom. And essentially, this would be your color palette. And then, hey, this would be your color palette. If you need more, let me see. If you need more, you hit the plus sign that's in between these. So let's say I want some more colors. You're limited on the colors because if it's the free version, you have to kind of, let's see. There's the amount of colors you can pick. So we have all of these locked. So let's continue on. Oh, there we go. When I tried to do it, it's like, nah, see. Well, let's do one at a time. Let's see if we can. Can't generate more than 5 colors, right? Or you got to go pro. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So we only can do 5. 5 at a time. Boom. But 5 is all you need. Honestly, 5 is all you need. You need one primary color, which is going to be a red. You need one secondary color, which is going to be whatever currently I would say is this blue. Is going to be our secondary color. And then you need mainly all of your neutral colors. You can have a accent color like this green. It will be considered an accent color. You can have that accent color as well, but I will use this dark purple as our black, and I will use this ghost white as our white. So let's say you're building out a website, all of our text will be this dark purple. The background might be the ghost white. The logo and everything might be the red. A mixture of the red and the white, red and the blue, or whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, however you want to build your logo, but primarily red because that is your primary color. So again, that's why colors are super important, and that's the easiest way, honestly, say that you can create your colors for your brand. Again, you want to, now that you've done this, you want to take this, what is considered a hex code, and copy it and paste it into your documentation, whatever that is. You want to copy and paste that exact hex code into your documentation so you can have that for all your brand elements. So that being said, boom, so there it is. You got to see exactly how we set up our brand colors or colors for other brands in here in Coolers and with Adobe colors.adobe. So that being said, hopefully you found value in this. Hopefully this inspires you to do some of the fun stuff as far as creating your brand and getting going with your brand colors. Very, very important. Again, colors evoke emotions. Colors let people help them identify your brand a lot easier. Colors helps you establish that consistency. Colors is just one of those things that you just do not want to overlook. Again, don't get tied up in only your favorite color. Think of your audience. Think of your brand. Think of your brand identity. Think of all of the different things that encompass your brand and what colors will resonate the best with your audience. Again, super, super important. Just like if you were a construction company, you want to use colors that resonate with your audiences, like yellows, oranges, things like that. You don't want to use reds because reds are in the construction industry or the construction culture. Reds are like warning, caution, things like that. You don't want your audience to be taken as far as like, oh, this is a warning call. I don't like that. That doesn't resonate with me. They might like red, but again, as far as work-wise, that doesn't resonate with who they are, but then at the same time it might resonate, who knows. But again, those high energy things that you want to consider, or high energy colors you may want to consider when actually doing your brand. And this one is getting scientific, but colors have frequency. So again, there's such thing called the color spectrum, which I should have went over. But the color spectrum, which consists of Roy GB of red, orange, yellow, blue, green. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. All of those different colors, which make up the rainbow at the end of the day. But on the violet end of the spectrum, you have waves that move a lot slower. So that's why those are considered cooler colors. Again, and you might even meet people like, man, that person's cool. They are laid back. Their vibration is at a cooler color. You might have people that are very energetic and things like that. They might be high vibrating at the other end of the spectrum, at the reds, where it's like a higher energy, a higher pace, things like that. You want to consider that also with your colors. Again, the colors have so much power that you can tap into. So with that being said, hopefully this inspires you to just like, okay, explore what your primary color is, and then ask yourself, like, why am I making this my primary color? Do a little research on, does this color resonate with your audience? Do a little research about the color and see some of the values that the color entails, and see if it is a fit for your actual brand. So with that being said, hopefully this inspires you to do that. One thing that takes you closer to goals. Oh yeah, not only your primary colors, but fit your actual brand. But then using like sites like Colors and Adobe Colors to now find other colors that complement that color. So you have your color, but then what other colors kind of go with it, where again you're starting to build out a color palette that you can use across the board, as some of the examples we saw, where it goes into photography, it goes into all of your design elements, it goes into so many different things. So with that being said, hopefully it inspires you to do that one thing that takes you closer. Like I always say, y'all have a blessed day. Lady, y'all. Peace.